Why can't the medical community include in their assessment of the sequelae of COVID, the sequelae of the vaccine, given that it all seems to be related to the spike protein?
Well, the cognitive dissonance is real here, Drew. There is a subset of the population, and it's significant, who simply will not acknowledge the vast error of the COVID vaccine project, that experiment. And that's what it was. They were rushed to market. We were sold a bill of goods. And I maintain today, as I sit here before you, as I did from day one, these were not mistakes my government made. These were lies my government told me. They knew at the time they were saying them that they were lies.
Senator Ron Johnson, he was saying exactly what you're saying, and that his staff is now spending full time unraveling what he called a web of lies, a giant web of lies.
Well, it's somewhere in the range of 11 million pages of documents that they have to go through. They have hit just the tip of the iceberg. And, so these bombshells come out, they kind of drip out one at a time. They have now uncovered the, incontrovertible truth that they being the CDC, our own government, scientists working under the Biden administration, covered up a clear, what's called safety signal about stroke associated with the Pfizer COVID mRNA boosters. They knew as early as November of 2022. Think about that, coming up on 4 years. November 2022, they knew that there was a safety signal with regard to ischemic strokes that happen because of clotting, lack of blood flow. They suppressed that. They actively changed the wording. They literally were doing everything they could to make sure that this didn't get out.
And for me, the mandates were the egregious part of the story, because the reality is, in order to go to a university, you were forced to take a vaccine.
Correct.
And that's the very age group which had the highest risk of these adverse events that were quite serious.
Right. And so to get back to this issue of people arguing there was no mandate, the reality is we codified this in the Nuremberg Code after the Second World War. You may not mandate, coerce, or otherwise, by fear of reprisal, compel someone to participate in a medical experiment. If you say to somebody, you're going to lose your job, or you can't travel, you won't be able to go to school, you'll lose your military pension, and on and on and on. That is fear of reprisal. That is coercion. And that is clearly it was a gross violation of the Nuremberg Code.